All right, everyone. Well, I want to start off with thanking you very much for attending this evening to the virtual open house. My name is Brett McAllister. I'm the director for graduate admissions here at Noah Southeastern University with the Halmos College of Arts and Sciences, along with my team, Miss Megan Troy, who's one of the assistant directors, and Mr. Theodore Uwe, who is our graduate recruiter. So there he is. He's got the nice tie and he's all fancy tonight for everybody. He doesn't always do that, so he's taking care of everyone this evening. I want to welcome you once again. Thank you very much for being here this evening. And let's go ahead and get started. Ted, you want to go ahead and click onto, yes, thank you so much. All right, for those of you who are not already aware, this is the Dean of Halmos College of Arts and Sciences, Holly Baumgardner. Holly wants to, welcome everyone to, NSU Halmos College of Arts and Sciences and the Guy Harvey Oceanographic Research Center. The college is NSU's intellectual and cultural foundation, firmly anchoring the university in liberal arts and sciences necessary for the 21st century workforce on into graduate school. And we engage in cutting-edge selection of majors and minors and built to innovate models of relevant technologies. As most of the things, guys, you will hear this evening with our lovely faculty and multiple students that are here to speak with you this evening. You'll hear just exactly some more details regarding what Holly Lynn is talking about as our dean. We do have multiple other graduate offerings here at the university as well, of course. We're arts and sciences. We do a great job combining multiple different disciplines here at the university. And our universities do work well with each other often. And that's something that's a unique experience you'll get to have here as a student. So with that being said, as I said, we're here this evening for the Composition, Rhetoric, and Digital Media Department. We have a wonderful selection of people here to speak with you this evening. If you do have any questions or comments throughout the time, please feel free to answer them in the Q&A section of the meeting. We will either answer them at the end if we think it needs to be spoken about, or we'll type throughout the answer, try and answer as many questions as we have to try and keep it going at a good pace for you. And with that being said, Dr. Juliet Kitchens, if you would like to take over and take it away with you, welcome to be here. And thank you so much for attending to speak tonight to some of our potential students in your department.
Thank you. Hetty, can I get the next slide? And the one after that, please. So the Master of Arts in Composition, Rhetoric, and Digital Media is a program that is designed to advance your skills in relation to communication, writing, education. Most of our graduates go on to careers in one of these fields. We have a 30 credit program that is usually completed in approximately 6 semesters. And as you can see, we offer a variety of courses and we have 3 degree completion options. The media internship is a part of the professional portfolio completion project. This is a project designed for students aiming for industry-specific jobs on the other side of the degree. We also have the master's thesis, which is a more traditional route, and we have the culminating exam, which allows you to take 2 extra elective classes. I don't want to take up too much time. So if possible, I'd like to go to the next slide and give you just a very quick overview. Again, this is a 30 credit program. It can be completed in approximately 2 years. Generally, it takes about 5 semesters. It is in person more often than not. We do have a couple of online classes, but most of our classes meet face-to-face. And we have 3 degree completion options, as well as some funding opportunities. So if we can get the next slide and perhaps hand this to Nikki, she can give you some more information.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So my name is Nikki Chasteen. I am the Assistant Director of the Writing and Communication Center. We do offer funding opportunities. Perfect. Thank you. So one of the main opportunities for an assistantship would be as a graduate assistant coordinator in our Writing and Communication Center. We do help all students across the university, so all levels, freshmen to doctoral levels, sometimes even professional programs, with their writing and communication assignments. And as a graduate assistant coordinator, you can expect a flexible work schedule of about 20 hours per week. You will gain co-curricular experience. You have the opportunity to lead and facilitate presentations and workshops. We offer ongoing professional development. This does come with a tuition scholarship and stipend. The stipend is paid bi-weekly, and you are able to work on collaborative teams such as social media and education and training. So if this is something that you are interested in applying for, it is a first come, first serve application process, and you can either email us at wcc@nova.edu, or you can go on our website, which is linked below, and I can also put the link in the chat, and fill out a graduate assistantship interest application. So that is the WCC, and thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. Dr. Bianchi, would you like to talk a little bit about the program versatility?
Sure, absolutely. So our program is actually very versatile. It's a combination of theoretical, practical knowledge, which will help set you up for careers in a potential of different avenues. So we have a few listed here, right? You can pursue doctoral study, which will draw on your theoretical knowledge of the field of composition, rhetoric, and digital media. But you can also pursue careers in education, editor and writing positions. We've had students go on to develop websites, work in public relations and publishing, and those sort of cover some of the practical knowledge that you might get through the CRDM program. So you will, in your time in the program, produce a variety of different kinds of projects. Some of those might be physical projects that you create with your own two hands. Some of those are digital based that we tend to showcase in very sort of public facing ways on websites. And you'll also learn not only how to create projects, but also how to curate them, how to showcase them, and how to exhibit them in various venues. So we've had students publish their work. We've had students feature their work in exhibitions. We provide our students with a lot of opportunity to use the theoretical knowledge they have in creating practical projects that are public facing and that they feel proud of. And a lot of students can sort of attest to that in the program, which you'll probably hear from in a little bit. But our alumni as well can attest to this. A lot of them are currently working as adjunct faculty. They're creative writers, editors. They work for the Writing Center, or they're assistant directors at writing centers elsewhere. They're technical writers. And some of them are pursuing their doctoral studies. And so we have Nikki here, who is one of those alumni, and she could also talk a little bit about some of the work she produced in the program and how that has helped her launch her career. So we've got a number of different ways that our program can be versatile. If you come in knowing what you want to do, fantastic. Our faculty are here to support you. If you come in maybe not knowing, maybe you're just not sure what it is you want to do, well, we're here to help you figure it out. And so we'll take that theoretical knowledge and that practical knowledge and help you put it together. Okay, and so I'm going to turn it over to Julia.
Thank you, Dr. Bianchi. Hi, everyone. It's so great to see all of you. My name is Julia. I am a second-year master's student in the Composition, Rhetoric, and Digital Media program here at NSU. I'm also a graduate assistant coordinator at the Writing and Communication Center, and I am the DCMA Student Government Association representative for this academic year. And I've been at NSU for quite a few years now. I completed my undergraduate degree here in May of 2021 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in communication. So I definitely have had many great experiences at this school in general. But upon graduating from undergrad, I knew that in the future I did want to pursue a master's degree. I just didn't anticipate pursuing it right away because I didn't know what I wanted to pursue. And that's really what captivated me initially about this program was you're offered so many different classes that you can gain so much from, and it's okay if you don't go in knowing exactly what your future career is going to be, because you get that firsthand experience in the program itself through your coursework, through experiences, through opportunities. So that's something that I initially was very captivated by. And I have, as I've gone through the first year here, I can definitely say that that is true. It's been wonderful kind of learning all these different topics and different aspects of different fields. And I have gained a better understanding of what I do enjoy and what I may potentially want to pursue upon graduation. I will say for sure that this, in my experience, this program really emphasizes real world application, which I think is incredibly important, because especially in high school, you for sure find it in high school, but also in undergrad sometimes. I'd be given material and I wouldn't really know what I was supposed to do with it or why it was valuable. And this program really, really emphasizes that. You know, you're not just given material in your classes, but you're asked, why is this valuable? Why is this purposeful? What's the bigger picture? How can I use this in my everyday life? And that's something that I have really valued being part of this program. And I can say a direct example of that is I'm currently pursuing a completion project portfolio route for my thesis. So I'm currently the social media intern for Slow Burn Theater Company this semester. And that's been a wonderful experience, especially for this application where I'm taking my coursework and these experiences that I've had, these discussions I've had in my classes, and I'm transferring it directly into the industry, into the field. And I've seen, like, with that direct application, I've seen growth in not only myself as an individual, but also as an academic, and also as someone aspiring to be a professional in the industry. So I've really been able with this experience to take my skills and really apply them to the real world, which I think is just it. That's, I think, partly what makes this program so special is that's what you learn while you're here. So yeah, I would definitely encourage anyone who is considering applying or on the fence about applying, I would just apply because it's really truly been a wonderful experience for me personally. And before I transfer it over to the next slide, I do want to just make a couple quick announcements. Basically, we are hosting a conference proposal workshop tomorrow evening from 5 to 6. It's going to be in the Writing and Communication Center, which is on the 4th floor of the Alvin Sherman Library. So if you would like to learn a little bit about funding, application requirements, and actually learn the process of creating a conference proposal and some best practices, we encourage you to join. It can be in person or on Zoom, whatever your preference is. And then this Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m., again in the Writing and Communication Center, we have a game night event. So you are welcome to join. We just play a lot of games. We eat some pizza. It's a really great time. So I would encourage all of you to attend if you are able. And at the end of this presentation, we'll also leave the room open to questions. So if anyone has any questions about those events, we can definitely touch upon that. But I will turn it over. Thank you.
Thank you all. And again, if you have any questions about the program from the student perspective or from our faculty, please feel free to put those questions in the chat, the Q&A section. We'll be glad to answer all of those. So quickly, I just want to go over the application requirements. So my name is Megan Troy, and I'm one of the assistant directors for the Graduate Admissions Department for Halmos College. And if you are applying to this program, you are likely going to be communicating with me, and I'm going to be putting your application together to get to our committee for admissions. So the biggest thing is the CRDM program does allow for students to join in any of the academic terms. So either you're coming in for the winter term that starts in January, the summer term that starts in May, or the fall term that starts in August. The application is currently open for all 3 of the upcoming academic terms. So feel free after this is over, submit your application, shoot me an email if you have any questions about it. But these are the documents that are needed. So of course, you're going to submit that graduate NSU application. There is a $50 application fee. And generally, if you've attended our open houses, we're going to go ahead and shoot you over a fee waiver after this is over. So thanks for joining us, of course. So now you can have that. We do require all of your official transcript from any institutions that you've attended. If you are an international student and went to your institution in your home country or another country, please know that you will have to have your transcripts evaluated. If you have any questions about that, again, I'll provide my email address towards the end of the presentation. That way we can talk a little bit more about what that entails. But again, your official transcripts from all institutions that you've attended is a requirement. There is an admissions essay, a personal statement, if you will, 500 to 1,000 words. And then an academic writing sample. I generally get a lot of questions about what an academic writing sample is. And the best explanation is something that you've put together in your undergraduate program, and or if you've already done a master's program. So that could be a paper that you had, a research paper that you had to provide in your undergraduate work. It could be published articles that you've done, whether for a student, some student media or for professional media, depending if you're already in your career and you're looking for a master's program just to enhance that career, it can be some writing that you've produced in your career field. If you have questions about what that writing sample can be, feel free to reach out to us. I'm always happy to help. And if we have questions, I'm going to reach out to Dr. Kitchens to make sure what you're providing is what the committee is looking for. We're also looking for 2 letters of recommendation. Generally, when you're filling out our application, there is a section where you will put the contact information for your recommenders, and it'll send them out an email asking them to fill out a form and submit their letter. A lot of the times they don't see that. So I'm going to then pester you and say, hey, got your application, got everything else. Can you remind your recommenders to check their spam? That might be where their recommendation information went. But that's very important. And usually that's the holdup for a lot of applications, is those recommenders don't see that form that they need to fill out in the letter that they need to provide. Also, we're going to be looking at your undergraduate work. If you've done master's work or you've gone to multiple schools, we will look at all of your work together and provide a cumulative GPA. Generally, we want students to have a high GPA. So we do say at least have that 2.85 for consideration. If you have any questions about where you might stand when it comes to your GPA, again, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be glad to work with you and see what the committee might do. So if we move to the next slide, I can show you a little bit what the application entails. So again, this is a program that you can apply for any academic term. So it's very important when you are doing your application to make sure you're choosing the right term. Sometimes if you've applied previously, so if you are an NSU undergrad, you might have a little difficulty opening up a new application. We provide the contact information for the help desk. It is right there on the screen, but also when you're in the application, it is also there. And if you have any other issues, again, you just contact the admissions department and we'll be glad to see if we can either unlock your application or get someone to get it unlocked. On the second part of the application, of course, you're going to be filling out your biological and demographic information. So make sure if you are a student at NSU already, I recommend you do not use your school email address. That is the surefire way for us not to be able to send your documents after you've graduated, whether you're an NSU student or a student in another institution. We get a lot of students that will apply with their undergraduate emails and they graduate, and then those emails no longer work a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months after graduation. So if you can, try to apply with an email address that will still be valid after you've graduated from your undergraduate program. Again, this is just looking for all of your demographic information. And if you did go to NSU before, there's a section in there that's going to ask about your NSU ID and things like that. Again, this next page is going to be selecting the program that you're interested in. I mentioned about that fee waiver code that I'll send after this presentation is over. That will only work for our Halmos College program. So make sure you're filling out the correct information, picking out the degree program is a master's degree, picking out the correct program of study and the correct term. If for some reason you fill out the application, you get all the way through it and you put winter 2023, and then it dawns on you, oh no, I graduate in the winter, so I can't start till the summer. That's an easy fix. You're just an email away to tell me that you need to change the semester of your application once it's already submitted. You're allowed to defer an application or admissions up to 1 academic year. So if for some reason, again, you've gone through the application process, you have now been admitted for summer 2023, and then it dawns on you that you can't start in the summer, you need to start in the fall, we can defer your admissions or your application to the next term up to 1 academic year. The most important part, like I had already mentioned, all of your official transcripts are required when you are applying. So this section is really just asking about that previous schooling information. And I will see on your transcripts if you've gone to another school. So just to make it easier for yourself, please document each of the schools on here. That way the application portal will note all the correct institutions that they're waiting for transcripts from. Once that is all complete, of course, then I will be able to send that off to the department for review. So the last portion of the application, of course, when you're going to pay that fee or put in the fee waiver code, it's just acknowledging that all the information that you have provided in the application is true. And then once you've submitted that, the next portion of the application is going to discuss where you can upload the remaining documents. So that personal statement, that writing sample, and then that's going to give you the opportunity to provide us with the information for your letters of recommendation. Oh, that's this page, sorry. So again, you can submit up to 3 letters. 2 is what is required, but the screen will show you right there on the screen. You can kind of see where you can upload your documents. If for some reason you've uploaded the incorrect document or you're not able to get back into the application to upload it, you're always welcome to send the documents directly to the admissions department and we can then upload them for you. So just to remind you, there's 3 application deadlines. So depending on which application you are submitting, whether it's the winter, summer, or the fall, generally the application has a deadline that we want to adhere to. So November 15th for any students that are applying for the upcoming winter term that starts in January, April 15th for any students that are interested in starting this upcoming summer 2023, and then July 15th and or 17th, whichever one falls on a weekday for fall 2023. The application, like I mentioned, is open for all 3 of these terms, so you're more than welcome to go ahead and submit your application for them. So this is your admissions team. You've already been introduced to Brett right at the beginning. He is our director. I'm the assistant director. And again, I'm the person that will work mainly with you on your application for this program. We have Teddy, who has been working the slides for us. He's our graduate recruiter, but also a man that knows everything about this department. So if for some reason you can't reach myself, Teddy is always the next best thing to go to. And then we have Andrew. He's not here with us this evening, but he is our administrative coordinator. And sometimes you'll probably hear from him before you hear from one of us, but he'll direct you to whoever you need to speak to. And I'm not sure how you all got here, whether you were replying to the email that we sent, whether you got the postcard in the mail, or whether you saw it posted on our social medias. Please feel free to follow us on social media. It's the best way to find out what's going on in our department, what events we are hosting. Similar to this, it's very important that our students have an easy way to communicate with us. So we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn if you need us. So feel free to follow our social media pages to find out about some other great events that are happening. Some of the ones that Julia mentioned, I'm gonna see if I can get that, get a flyer or something. So I'll post it on our social medias for you guys if you're interested in attending the events that they have coming up this week. So now we want to open up for any questions, whether Dr. Bianchi or Dr. Kitchens want to throw in any more information about the program. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A section or in the chat. Whether it's about admissions or directly about the academic programming, we're here to answer any questions you have. And I do want to mention, if you haven't seen already, Nikki was so great to put the application for the graduate assistantship for the WCC right in the chat. Please copy that link down if you are a student that's going to be applying and hoping to start in the next coming semesters. And then Dr. Kitchens also added some of the student work, so you can log in and see what our current students and former students have worked on in this program. And I know I see an applicant in our attendees, so please feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I'll break the ice. So Dr. Bianchi or Dr. Kitchens, whoever would like to answer this, what are some of the things that students can look forward to in class with you guys for the CRDM program? Technologies that you guys are using, or activities that might happen in the classroom?
In the winter, we have our new game studies course that Dr. Bianchi will be teaching, and I will let her talk a little bit about some of the technology that our students will be using.
Thanks. Yeah, so we've got a new game studies course running in the winter semester. We've got some VR headsets that we'll be playing around with, and we do a little bit of work with Discord and learning how to navigate gaming communities. And then we have our traditional kind of gaming consoles. So I'll have the Nintendo Switch in class so we can play some of the games and then talk about them in relation to the readings. And that class is really interesting because I let students make decisions about how they want to approach the work in that class. So again, marrying that theory practice perspective that we talked about earlier. So some students like to do research papers about video games, and some students like to try to make their own video games as part of their final project for the course. So that's one of the ways, our program does some really unique things with technology while also still remaining very much grounded in the tradition of graduate study.
Another question that I frequently get, Dr. Kitchens, maybe you can give a little bit about this, but how are the courses delivered?
So the majority of our classes are hybrid, which means that they can have a variety of modalities or deliveries. We meet face-to-face, we meet synchronously in Zoom, kind of as we are right now, and we also have an online course that meets asynchronously and online only, and that's teaching writing online. It will also be offered this winter. Most of our faculty are here on campus 5 days a week, if not more. So we are very accessible to students who want to meet, talk a little bit more about coursework or professional goals, and network a little bit more.
Can I add on to that? Just to be completely transparent, the WCC assistantship is fully in person. That is not offered as a hybrid option. Julia is actually in the WCC right now, I can see. So it is a very beautiful space. And so, yeah, that I just wanted to clarify that for anybody that was wondering.
And it looks like we do actually have a live question as well. So thank you for asking your question. So Juliet, maybe you guys can kind of take a minute and answer this as well. So the question is, what should we expect from this program overall?
I think that depends on what you put into the program and what your goals are. Most students find that the hands-on opportunities, the maker or production-oriented elements of the program are sort of, you get out of it what you put into it. We're here as the faculty. We're here to support you and to help you develop skills that you can apply in a variety of settings or situations. So as Julia mentioned, we're constantly asking, where else does this, where else would this work? How else could you apply this? And trying to really articulate the real world applications, the industry applications to those students who are pursuing that direction post-graduation, and trying to help the students who would like to go on for advanced degrees beyond the master's to sort of network and find their way into academic culture as well. I think personally, one of the strengths of the program is our community. We're a close community. We still have a lot of alumni engagement and interaction. Our current students work very closely with our faculty. We do maintain a low student to faculty ratio. So there is a lot of attention and hands-on experience that students can expect in this program.
And I just want to echo a little bit of what Dr. Kitchen said. So if I had to sum it up in 3 words, I would say customizability, flexibility, and support. This degree is not like the other degrees at universities in the same field. We give you options. You can make choices about how your program of study proceeds, whether it is production oriented or whether it's theory based or whether it's a mix of both. Those are all ways that you can think about your education that are viable in this program and that you can sort of direct towards whatever ends you see fit. And we're flexible too. You know, you've got those options for the degree, for the end of the degree. If you suddenly change your mind in the middle of the program, hey, maybe I do want to do something that is more towards higher education, or maybe I do want to go more towards the production. There's opportunity to make those changes in the program and still succeed. And yeah, we have a really supportive community between our faculty, alumni, and students. You know, we take great care and effort to make sure that everyone feels like they have the support that they need. We're always in our office hours as faculty, talking to students. And I know that I run into my grad students almost every day in some capacity, whether I'm on campus teaching or in between classes. I see them, they see me, we chat. And that's really important to foster an effective graduate program. You know, students need to feel like they can talk to their professors and see them, as well as talk to other students and alumni. And a lot of programs don't give you that. And so that's what we offer here in terms of an overall experience, is that customizability, flexibility, and support.
Thank you. I did see a question that I just want to answer because I apparently missed over that. I'm so sorry. But for admissions purposes, the GRE is not a requirement of the program. Like, if with all graduate programs, if you have scores and you'd like to submit them to better your application, you're more than welcome to, but it is not a requirement that we are asking for the program.
So I do know, also, I know, Julia, we've talked to this before as well, but if you wouldn't mind taking a few minutes, I know a lot of times people hear about, with grad schools, potential for publication situations and things like that. And you guys do a lot of work with people around the college. So if you would mind just touching on that a little bit, I would appreciate that as well for our students.
Sure. Our students have historically worked across the college, across the university. We've had students placed in various dean's offices. We've had students work with public relations at the university. So our students, just in the university work that they do, get a lot of hands-on experience in a variety of capacities. We also have the internship, where you can get that sort of hands-on practical experience off campus as well. I'd also like to point out, in addition to the agency that Dr. Bianchi was talking about, many of our students do publish with faculty collaboratively with each other and independently while they're in this program. And that is rather unusual for a master's program. Our faculty, we have 12 active faculty in the CRDM program, and among us we have nearly 20 full texts published, so monographs and edited collections. We've presented at over 600 conferences, and we have grants spanning, I think, 13 different organizations, which is a fairly amazing sort of record of industry and academic work. So regardless of your professional interests or goals, I think there is someone here to sort of help you and mentor you through that.
Since you mentioned it, I will send out in the email after this program. We just had a virtual lecture series that we hosted last month with a CRDM graduate student and one of our faculty members. That was a great presentation. So I'll make sure to include that in our follow-up email to our students that registered for this event, so you can see some of the things where our students are collaborating with our faculty members.
All right, well, if there are no other questions, for those of you who haven't had a chance to look at it, Dr. Kitchens did just post a sample on the NSU Sites website. It has some more information you can explore, go to our past exhibits as well. I know everyone's probably pretty busy on a Tuesday night. I know obviously I see Julia still obviously working away in the NSU campus at the moment, along with everyone else in varying locations. As Megan did mention earlier, for those of you who are attending this evening, we are going to be sending out, like I said, the email with some more information to yourselves. With the virtual lecture series, we will also add the application waiver fee code for you as well. As a thank you to for coming to this evening, asking some great questions as well. So if that is it, all of you that attended, thank you so much for being here. Faculty members, students as well, amazing. Thank you guys for being here, spending your time and talking to some of our students. And if that is it, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And take care, and we will hear back from you hopefully soon.